Hello and welcome back to the How I Ripped Off Buffy the Vampire Slayer podcast. My name is Chip Thompson and I'm joined as always by Mr. MC.
That would be me.
And this is Captured Part 2. What happened last week, MC?
I can't really remember, but what I do remember is the vital point at the end. Shinno Khan was captured in some sort of magical urn.
Well, that was the start of the episode, MC.
Was it?
Yes.
Shit, what
Maybe
the fuck
I'll do
happened
this
after
bit.
that?
Great start. So, the start of the last episode was, we picked up from where everyone came back from where they'd been portaled away, and they're also having a bit of a catch-up and a chin-wag, and then the SWAT attacked, and they used some sort of bullet-time urn to capture Shinno Khan. And the group were really worried, so they've gone off to see Dom, and they killed someone in his shop, and that's fine, apparently.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much where we are. And there was also a thing about how Chip is tied into this prophecy around Tifa, MC, possibly their child as well.
It didn't explicitly mention that in the thing, did it? But I remembered the prophecy from the evil camping necromancer who wanted to take over Mars.
So you can remember an episode from an entire season ago with a throwaway character, but you can't remember what happened last week.
Apparently, yes.
Excellent. Well, that's really encouraging. But yeah, we are kind of assuming that because there's a prophecy about Chip and there's a prophecy about MC, that somehow those prophecies are going to be linked together somehow.
Perhaps.
Well, maybe we'll find out in this episode. Probably not. But let's try anyway. This is Captured Part 2. Previously on Tamara Gayson.
Yes, you're very scary.
Hirato said sarcastically.
But it's true. Even the mighty ninjas at the Ku Claw and the two human women can't stop the coming forces. Shinno Khan, he knows a lot about you. Oh, rest assured, he won't be a factor soon. How can you expect me to forgive him after what he did?
I don't expect you to forgive and forget. Just put your trust and faith into him, and his grey area will become clearer.
Grey area?
MC thought. Then he realised.
Whether Chip's return is for good or evil.
You all misunderstand.
Shinno Khan said.
I have not discovered anything about the portals. Much more important.
The group remained silent, intrigued by what the dead master had to say.
I know why Chip was meant to be returned to us. He said he knew of the ninja, produced for good, but plagued mankind by almost destroying it. Mandoc spoke of the prophecy again and told me it was about Chip.
He fell silent for a moment. He looked worried. Whatever it is, we can handle it, Louise said.
This may shock and surprise you, especially you, MC.
What do you...
MC started to say.
And you, Tifa.
Shinno Khan finished?
They didn't take him!
He said again. Chip grabbed hold of MC and held him up against the wall, pinning his hands against his side so he couldn't escape. Shinno Khan is gone, he said. The SWAT team must have figured out a way to take his essence.
You know, if I could give you a pay rise, then I would.
Chief Inspector Hirato said as they showed him the urn, complete with the ghostly essence inside. would they have to take the lid off to be able to look in? Because it's not a clear urn, is it? Can you get a clear urn? Is that just a jar?
That's a good point. I feel
If anyone's got any dead grandparents or anything like that, and they've
In
got
a
them in a
clear
clear
jar.
jar, like an old jam jar or something, can you let us know, please?
If I could give you a pay rise, then I would.
Chief Inspector Harato said as they showed him the urn, complete with a ghostly essence inside.
But I can't, so you'll just have to live with it.
He really is evil.
I like how he's this evil overlord dude, but he can't. He just got, HR, they say it's not in the budget, so.
Sure, we just discovered that the corpus intus has trapped 2 spirits. Now,
Real Latin right there.
do you know what? I bet that is real Latin.
I reckon it's off Babelfish Alta Vista Translate or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, whatever was then.
Yeah.
Ask Jeeves told me this was Latin for something, and yeah.
So dead inside? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
2 spirits. That's interesting. I wonder what other ghosts they've got lurking in their mansion.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's Louise's super
Yes.
ninja ghost power thing.
That's the one. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what we called it. That is interesting because we theorised last episode, MC, that this is what happened because Louise got caught with an elbow, didn't she, and was injured. So Louise has been a ninja for a cup of coffee, and now
What?
that's a much remember Randy Savage thing.
Oh,
Cup of coffee in the big dam. And I'm
Cool.
glad I got to do a Randy Savage impression on this podcast. But yeah, for a short amount of time, she was a ninja,
She was.
and now it's gone.
I guess the misogynist in you couldn't bear the idea of a powerful female character.
Well, I need to trap the misogynist in a clear urn somewhere.
You're like, if I give her power, then take it away, it'll highlight just how weak she is.
Oh no, you're supposed to be the one that justifies and helps teenage me from all the terrible shit I wrote.
It's because she proves how strong she is as a character, even though she doesn't have magical ninja powers anymore.
Well, that's not going to happen. Hirato and his squad of SWAT members were in a small room underneath the main headquarters to Tokyo's police force. It was where all the non-police work was taken care of. It was nothing more than a small room, 4 grey walls, and a ladder that led up to the head office.
It only has stairs.
Yeah, and it's just like a really small grey room.
This is my secret fortress. It's a room.
Well, I mean, Hirato hasn't got the budget to pay them more. He certainly hasn't got the budget
true.
to improve their lodgings, you
Do
know?
they have like a chair in there, or
Oh my god, I just
What?
realised what Harato's plan is overall.
what?
He wants to fill the small grey room with furniture from the lobby. Oh my god.
He has to be stopped.
Hirato and the SWATs were the only ones who knew about it. All the uniformed police officers were none the wiser about other things in the city. This is confusing then, because wasn't it like the entire police force was corrupt at one point, but now it just seems to be Hirato and his little merry band of SWAT?
Maybe they're corrupted in a different way, like they're taking bribes and stealing
okay.
stuff from the evidence room, but they're not down with the whole whatever it is that Hirato's doing.
Yeah, they don't want to be in that small grey room for too long. Hirato fished out a small bottle from the inside pocket of his jacket.
I think you should leave while I perform the ritual. It can get messy.
He sprinkled the bottle's contents. It contained the blood of a goat, the blood of a priest, blood of a virgin, and that of a newborn baby.
I love it when you get random, like, ritual ingredients just thrown in there.
Was it Jack in season 1 who had to sacrifice like a goth or something like
Yeah,
that?
that was it.
Yeah. Hirato wondered if there was a way he could have gotten the blood from all those sources without having to kill them. But that was time consuming.
I feel like not killing them would have taken less time.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess you can't really go up to a priest and say, "Oi, father, can I have some blood, please?" Like,
You probably could have done it with a goat.
yeah, true.
I guess it depends how much you need.
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting really bogged down in this rubbish ritual. The SWAT team left the chief inspector alone and he started to say the appropriate words.
Something Latin, I'm guessing.
Corpus intus?
In the 3 stages of the corpus intus.
You're right.
I'm a bit worried that by saying this out loud, we're actually going to perform the ritual.
Well, I have got a jar here of goat's blood, nun's blood, mum's blood, whatever it was, I can't remember.
In the 3 stages of the corpus intus, let the first be complete. Let it take form and move to the 2nd stage, where its quest shall be complete and its reward taken. Arise at my command. take life, be shaped, and arise.
What the bloody hell is he going on about? Let it take
You
form.
wrote it.
Yeah, but like 18 years ago. Move to the seconds where the quest shall be... Reward, arise, shaped. A small blue ring of light started to circle the urn. The circle started to grow and grow until it had engulfed the urn. Hirato turned away, blinded by the light. There was a swoosh and then a pop. Has he got a bowl of Rice Krispies? The room fell into darkness once again. Hirato had been successful.
All falling into place nicely.
He said, rubbing his hands together.
Ah, classic villain move. Times like these, I wish I had a witty catchphrase and an evil laugh.
Oh, he's so meta.
Ooh, isn't he? What would Hirato's evil laugh be like? Ha 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 ha. No, I don't think it works. Sorry, Hirato.
I think it does, but just for different reasons. You sound less like someone who's going to sacrifice a goat and more like someone who's going to like look at you kids in a park.
That's Hirato's plan B.
But he's done something here. We don't know what. Another mystery to be solved. Or never spoke about again. Corpus Intus. Dom said. What does that mean? Louise asked. Everyone was sitting in the back room of the antique shop surrounded by books. There were at least 12 piles of occult and supernatural material, all of which Dom had suggested may be useful. He went on to explain what he had just found. Corpus Intus. It's a Latin phrase meaning...
Body within.
MC finished Dom's sentence for him.
Because he speaks Latin, apparently.
Must have learnt it in that year they were... No, wasn't there a whole thing about how they were learning Latin during season 1? Like, so many of their like old books had Latin, so MC's clearly fluent in it now.
It would make sense, considering how often they've run across evil spells that involve Latin.
Yeah. So the urn, it must be called Body Within then. I guess that kind of makes sense because there's a body in it.
Yeah.
Subtle. That's right. It's an urn, very old and very powerful. It was used by ancient sorcerers to capture the good spirits around them.
I'm not following.
Tifa said. Now there's her catchphrase. She's staring at a wall right now.
So, what's my name again?
Do you feel like 75% of each episode now is just ripping on Tifa?
A little bit.
At the time of recording this, the Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out in about 2 weeks. Ooh. I'm not going to be able to play this game with this character in it because you've ruined her for me. Dom stood and started to walk around the group. He reminded MC a lot of Shin no Khan at this point.
I think MC is just desperately grasping at father figures right now.
Before the time of men, there were beings, and they ruled the known world at the time. They were not too different from us humans. They loved and fought. There were good ones and evil ones. They eventually destroyed each other in their battles, much like we will one day. But this relic goes back to their times. In fact, it was created by a pure demon known as Karushi.
Dom's optimistic, isn't he? They eventually destroyed each other in their battles, much like we will one day.
I mean, we've been fucking fighting over toilet roll, so, I mean, he's not wrong.
That was what it did in the Demons. They ran out of toilet roll. Karushi?
MC asked. Dom nodded.
What is it?
Tifa said.
There was a guy called Karushi Minato back in the day. He killed Shinokan's father.
Okay. The group was silent for a moment. There may be more to this than we know about. Chip suggested.
Yeah, safe assumption.
MC ignored the comment and told Dom to continue. The urn was created to house and store the dead souls. It goes through 3 stages. Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Oh, God.
Jay said.
What now?
Oh, wait, Dom's reading.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought he just got a brain fart.
Right,
yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Corpus Intus' first stage is to be an urn, the device that can trap spirits and house them. Then, a ritual has to be performed, and that requires certain types of blood.
So these ancient demons had priests and goats and...
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, they could have had goats.
True.
Yeah, why not? Goat's been around. Have you not seen Jurassic Park? T-Rex eats a goat. Clearly. Favourite food from back in the day.
That's good.
Dom swallowed hard and skipped the part that went into exact detail about the slaughter. Then it is given form. A demon, no less. What kind? Louise asked. It's not specific. Just that it's old and strong.
Like this Kurushi character?
Tifa offered. No, nothing with that kind of power. But don't kid yourselves. This isn't an ordinary creature of the night. Its third and final stage is to travel to some mystical caves on the outskirts of Tokyo and become a spiritual trap where its inhabitants are lost forever. All it needs to find is its gem. Oh,
so
man. There's a lot going on here.
It starts off... This is the worst Pokemon ever. It starts off as an urn, then it becomes a demon, and then it becomes a spiritual trap.
Wait, so the urn is the demon? No.
The urn is
a
first
device.
stage. It's like a demon egg.
Oh, so it's like Scarface. First, in America, first you get the urn, then you get the spiritual trap, then you'll get the gem. That's my Scarface impression.
It's really good. So it goes from urn to demon to spiritual trap.
What?
And it, yeah.
I don't...
And I guess it like uses the spirits to power it along with the ritual or something.
And a gem?
Yeah.
This is slightly confusing, isn't it?
Urn to demon takes the spirits, and then demon
It's the
to
chess game.
trap takes the gem. It makes perfect sense.
Sorry.
How do we stop it?
MC demanded. Dom checked the final passage of the book. If you can kill the demon, that should release anything captured within.
You're sure?
Pretty much.
Then let's go.
MC was halfway out the door when Chip said, But we don't know where these caves are.
I do.
MC replied.
I've been there before. I had to find a sword because some sick son of a bitch raised an evil monster to destroy the world.
And then heroically sacrificed himself. The gang left the antique shop. Dom hurried after them. Wait! He called out. Only Louise stopped. If you can't beat the demon, try and get the safe it becomes. I may be able to crack it.
What the fuck? Urn to demon to safe to trap.
Wait, when did it become a safe? Like, an actual... Does the urn or the demon, Shinra-Khan...
How did this make
Okay.
sense to even stupid teenage you? If you can't beat the demon, try and get the safe it becomes. I may be able to crack it. It sounds like one of those things that's written by like a machine learning algorithm.
I'm not even that smart. Yeah, so Shinra-Khan's trapped in the urn. Haruto did a ritual.
The urn becomes the demon. If the demon isn't defeated, it becomes a safe, which possibly then becomes a trap, maybe.
Or a gem.
Yeah, I think it uses the gem to go from safe to trap. Follow along, it's quite simple.
Okay, hold my hand through this episode, please. Louise nodded and said, Okay, we will, and thanks for your help. They said their goodbyes, and Louise joined the others in the car. Nice little callback to the mystical caves that MC had to find the sword of whatever it was called to beat the one. That's nice. Obviously, a bit more tension with him and Chip there as well. Still don't have no clue what's going on with this ritual thing. Which is a shame, because I was really looking forward to finding out what Haruto was actually trying to do by messing with the gang and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like he has been testing them, messing with them, psychologically, physically, like, without a real kind of end goal in mind. And now he's kind of gone, haha, I'm doing this. And we're like, what?
It just seems like generic evil plot of the week.
Yes. Confusing generic evil plot of the week.
Very confusing, even by the standards of this.
The monster from the genetics factory that could be beaten without weapons only was less confusing than this. MC had his pedal to the metal, completely focused on getting to those caves again. He wondered if the Australian zombie Jason still worked there. Oh, I miss Jason.
Yeah, are we just assuming they're the same mystical caves? Because I get the feeling like Tokyo is just completely surrounded by mystical caves.
I guess it's more a convenience if there's a mystical cave where all the mystical things are.
It must get crowded in there.
I guess so, because there was a zombie protecting a sword that can kill an ancient demon, and now the safe gem demon urn is there as well.
Maybe there's some sort of timeshare. Like,
Maybe they charge per square foot.
yeah, it could be.
Although he seemed to recall the caves being destroyed by a huge explosion. Oh, no, there was a fireball that came out and chased MC after he took the sword, like Indiana Jones style.
Well remembered.
Thank you. Oh, God. My brain is too full of this stuff. His memory was correct. They came off the motorway that joined Tokyo to the rest of Japan and entered a country lane. All that remained was a huge pile of stone and rock. In the distance, the gang could see 3 or 4 SWAT members digging, obviously looking for the gem that could change the demon into a mystical safe.
Do you think you giggled when you wrote that? There's no way you could have done that without...
I just want to know how much crack I was smoking this time. What?
Behold, you have not seen my final form. You cannot defeat me.
I am a lampshade.
Oh, how did you defeat me as a lampshade? There's no choice. I must become a nice Chesterfield sofa.
Oh, they'd like that. They could put it in the lobby. MC cut the car's headlights out and parked it behind a section of trees. They all piled out and addressed the situation. They could see the demon now. Despite being 600 or so yards away, they could tell it was well built, at least 7 foot tall, and with a long tail, complete with spikes running down its back, all the way down to the tip of its tail. That was a sentence.
Ready?
MC instructed.
Well, it's not really instructed, it's more questioned.
Yeah, I mean, there's a question mark in it.
Yeah.
Ready? And also, this is the demon that Harato raised in the small grey room. Is this what the urn has turned into? Or did the power of the urn raise this demon? Did they need a ghost in the urn to raise the demon along with the blood?
It seemed to be saying earlier that the urn turned into the demon.
So
Right.
Shinno-kan and Louise's ninja ghost in the demon
Trapped in the demon, and if you kill the demon, they're free.
before it becomes a safe.
Yes.
Right.
That's the crucial bit of the plan. Wait.
Tifa said, pulling her man back. God.
Is this your plan? Launch yourself in, with no weapons, no strategy, against a powerful demon and 5 samurais? Sounds good. Louise, let's go.
I can't, she replied. Everyone turned to face her. That urn didn't just take Shinno-kan. It took the ghost that's been possessing me, making me strong. I'm just plain old Louise now. No ninja skills. I'm nothing. She slumped down and rested on the bonnet.
So we were right.
Yeah. She is just a woman now.
I've got an idea.
Jay said. Without warning, he started to run. He headed down the road that ran alongside the cave.
Hey, you!
He yelled to the SWAT and the demon.
I'm going to go and tell everyone what you're up to, unless you come and kill me now.
He's going to grass him up. He carried on running. The SWAT threw down their shovels and gave chase. The demon stayed.
Gotta hand it to him.
Tifa said.
You two, take the car and go home. If me and Chip make it, we'll meet you back at the mansion.
MC said. So it's down to the ninjas to fight the demon then, I guess, before it becomes a safe gem watch.
Lampshade.
And Jay's plan is to be bait, basically.
Yeah, and just run
Away from
the
cop
highly
samurais.
trained.
Yeah.
Cool.
He and Chip went to fight the demon. It saw the ninjas coming from a long way off, but never stopped digging. MC reached it first. He tried attacking it from the front, laying 2 kicks and a combination of punches on the demon's skull. It didn't flinch once, just carried on looking for its gem.
So it can become a safe.
Stop, I don't know what's going on. MC tried twisting its neck, but could feel the power inside. The demon dropped its right shoulder and shot its arm and fist up, catching MC on the jaw and sending him flying high into the air. He hit his head on a rock and was knocked out instantly. Chip was a bit more cautious. Yeah, I bet he saw that and he was like, yeah, all right.
I'll come back when you're not so busy.
He watched the demon go back to its searching and thought for a moment. He needed to find a weakness. Chip went into a sprint, knowing the demon wouldn't stop him. He leapt onto its back and started to pull at its spikes. He ripped each spike from the demon's flesh, and each time the demon cried out in pain. It sounded just like a howling abyss. Because I was clearly up on what howling abysses would sound like back then.
What does that sound like? Does it... Some sort of abyss? Maybe a howling one, maybe?
Sounds more like a lampshade, if you ask me. But Chip kept pulling. Oh, that's never happened to me. He had trouble holding on as the demon's back was covered in its own blood, making things slippery. The demon had had enough. It rolled up its tail and bashed Chip off. It continued to dig, using its tail for combat. Chip quickly got back to his feet and watched its tail closely. But even his ninja skills weren't quick enough to stop the tail from striking and wrapping itself around Chip's neck. So his tail's kind of like snake-like in a way, I guess.
It's kind of embarrassing that it's not even stopping digging to fight. It's just using its tail.
He thought it was going to choke him then and there. He was fading due to the lack of oxygen when the demon suddenly found its gem in the hole he had been digging. It threw Chip effortlessly and vanished. Chip gagged as much needed air rushed into his lungs. He still passed out.
Well, that went well.
Yeah, it went really well. So this demon's super strong. I feel like anytime we've introduced a character that's been quite strong and difficult to fight, they've been kind of slightly more well-rounded. Like, I'm not, going to be like, oh yeah, best backstory ever for the One and all these other things and that. But they seem to be more, like the One was built up quite a lot. Like they were going to raise this hell demon and stuff, and then, oh shit, he turned up and he was awesome. This feels like some sort of Power Ranger enemy. Do you know what I mean?
It's no good. We got to do Megazord Force Extreme.
It's ninja time.
No, I know what you mean. It's like this super powerful demon has come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And like I feel like they had a better go with the One than
Yeah,
this guy.
pretty much.
Could this safe demon take the One? What if after becoming a safe it becomes a brick?
The One would just be like, no, this is too confusing. I'm out. Perhaps it was a natural reaction, or maybe it was because MC didn't like being slapped in the face. Whatever it was, it made MC grab the person's hands tightly. The person yelped out in pain. Then MC realised he had his eyes shut. When he opened them, he saw the person he had hold of was in fact Jay.
What are you doing?
MC asked.
You were unconscious. I was trying to wake you up.
Jay replied.
And also, ow!
MC let go and stood up. He regretted it the moment he did as the world around him started to spin. The entire left side of his face hurt and he was having a little trouble with his memory. Then it hit him. He and Chip had been fighting the demon that had trapped Shindo Khan.
Where is it?
He asked Jay. Gone, Chip said. He was sitting on a large rock, like MC's rock collection. Oh, we might add that, you might like that.
Oh, what a fucking blast from the past.
Right.
Well done.
It's one of my favourite bits. He was sitting on a large rock just across from MC. He had also been badly beaten. His face was like a fruit bowl.
I don't even understand.
I guess like
colourful with
colourful
bruises?
purple, like
Right.
bruised bananas.
Sure.
His face was like a fruit bowl, and he looked just as bad as MC felt. MC sat down in the dirt to steady his body as much as to regather his thoughts.
How did you get away from those SWATs?
He asked Jay.
I kicked their asses.
Jay said with a little imitation of a punch and a kick. Both MC and Chip stared at him.
All right.
He said.
I hid. Waited until they had gone and came back. Then I found you two knocked out and lying on the floor. Didn't kill the demon then.
Bit of sass from Jay there. Also, the fact that he was able to run and hide away from the SWAT, I think it's quite impressive.
It is.
Yeah, well done, Jay. MC just shook his head. Then it's over. He's gone. Chip said downheartedly. Fueled with a fire, MC stood up again, ignoring the dizziness and the sick feeling in his stomach.
Let's go home.
No, I was expecting a bit more from that. He's fueled with fire and he's ignoring it and he's like, yeah, come on, let's do this. Let's go home.
Have a cup of tea.
Yeah. Wait for this whole thing to blow over. He started to walk quickly. It was a long way back to the mansion. Seeing as they couldn't walk down the motorway, they would have to take the back country lanes to get home. That's going to take hours, isn't it?
How did they get... Oh,
They had the car.
Louise and... Yeah, they
but
drove
the
back.
women left. You know, even though Tifa's probably got like a gun and shit because she's a cop. Jay caught MC up and said,
So what do we do now? I mean, now that Shino-kan is gone. It's not over yet.
Is all MC said. Chip gave MC and Jay a little distance before starting his walk home. He didn't fancy being accused for this once again. He also wanted to be alone. Since he'd been back on this earth, Shino-kan had been the only person to speak positively of him, make him believe that he could still be a part of this world and a force for good. Oh, poor Chip. He's having a rough time.
Poor old Chip.
Got choked out by a demon.
Yeah.
Oh, so hard. His face is like a fruit bowl. His only friend is in the demon.
I like how I want to use that as a really confusing threat on someone. Like, if you don't shut up, I'm going to make your face look like a fruit bowl. What?
It would be a quick way
Is
to
that
diffuse
a
the
good
situation.
thing?
Ever hear that saying that a watch kettle never boils? Louise said as she continued to stare out of the mansion's front one window.
Yeah? Why?
Tifa asked.
Because she does not understand.
What's a kettle? She was pacing the length of the front room, waiting on Louise to inform her when MCJ and Chip were in sight. Louise took her eyes away from the window and the darkness of the Tokyo evening. Don't you think that's completely true? Tifa nodded in agreement.
Do you think something has happened?
She asked. Like, maybe the demon who used to be an urn and is about to become a magical save killed them?
At least Louise seems to understand that the situation is both confusing and stupid.
This whole thing is confusing and stupid.
I was thinking more along the lines of maybe Chip has double-crossed everyone, but now I'm worried about the demon too.
Whoa, Tifa, come on.
That would never happen except for the times it
Jump into conclusions here a little bit, right? Have a little faith. Tifa, we don't know for sure that...
But you heard it yourself. Before Shino-kan was taken, he said that the reason Chip was back would affect me.
Louise sat down on the sofa and sighed. She had noticed the change in Chip. It was pretty obvious, but he had fooled them once. I'm not ruling it out, Louise said. I think all of us are going to be hard pushed to trust him again, and I don't know what Shino-kan might have been talking about. He knew why Chip was here, what his purpose was, unless... An idea hit Louise. Unless that's why Hirato sent the SWAT team to capture Shino-kan. Because he also knows why Chip came back from the dead, and he wanted to stop us being told what the reason was.
Not so useless after all, Louise. You did all that without your ninja brain.
That's an interesting plot point.
It is.
But then he's used Shino-kan anyway for this demon resurrection.
Maybe he's just
thing.
efficient.
Two birds, one stone, sort of. Okay.
Maybe the demon is a distraction from his real plan.
Which is...
Of getting furniture in the little room.
It's a possibility. It could also work the other way.
What do you mean?
Hirato might well have wanted Shino-kan silenced.
Tifa paused, almost preparing herself for the next sentence.
Because Chip could be in his plans, whatever they might be.
You mean Hirato and Chip in league with one another? Louise said.
No, I meant, what if Chip doesn't know his fate? What if he isn't evil at the moment, but Hirato knows he will be? What if this was all part of Hirato's master plan?
I like how being evil is like a switch. You know, it's like, I am evil today. Oh, wait, no, I'm good. Shit, I regret all the murder I did yesterday. Oh, no.
Now I'm evil again. Sounds like a great idea. Murder? Yes, please.
Because there's a lot of parables between Chip and Angel, because obviously I fucking loved Angel at this time and wanted to be him.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Angel went evil, so, you know, obviously Chip has to as well.
But there's a believable thing with Angel. It makes sense with the whole losing a soul. With
Yes,
Chip, it's
exactly.
just
He was sad.
a bad time at work. You know?
Yeah, pretty much. That's a lot of what-ifs.
It's also more options added to the theory list we've got already.
The two women shared a worried glance as they both contemplated different points and scenarios as to the reasoning behind Chip's return. You know what we need? Louise said as she decided to abandon all deep thoughts for one evening.
Shino-kan.
Tifa replied. Actually, I was going to say a drink. There's some tequila in the cupboard. Tifa smiled.
You're a genius.
Louise went to a shelf in the lobby and opened the door on the front. She pushed back some books and reached for the bottle.
Do you think Tifa said that she's a genius because, like, she can read?
Tifa's never been allowed alcohol before because it makes her dumber.
I bet you can count to at least 3.
Tifa had acquired some glasses from the kitchen, and Louise filled them up to the top. Holy shit, she filled glasses up to the top with tequila?
Maybe the small glasses.
Oh, like shot glasses, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'd never had tequila at this point, so...
How does it feel to have lost all the power?
Oh, it's nice to have a classic grammar mistake.
Oh, nice.
It was the first time anyone had mentioned that to Louise since her ninja ghost had been taken. But Tifa knew it had to hurt her. Oh, there's so much weird shit in this
ninja
season, isn't there?
ghost.
I've really thrown it all at the wall in this one.
Oh, God, my brain hurts.
I guess like everything, only time will tell. The two clinked glasses and sipped the tequila. I mean, does anyone sip tequila or do you just knock it back?
I suppose... I'm sure you can sip it, like
Yeah.
it's physically possible.
There's
there must
nice
be
tequila,
people
right?
who... Yeah.
I mean, I hate tequila, so... It's nice to see Louise and Tifa having a bit of a bonding sesh, though.
It is. Oh, did it pass the Bechdel test?
No, because they spoke about Chip.
Damn
and
it.
Shin No Khan and
Ah.
MC and J.
Failed hard.
They literally spoke about 4 or 5 different men. Harato, yep, he was there. Chief Inspector watched the demon transform, oh god, as the body of the sacrifice needed for the final stage burned alive. Oh good, another bit. The sacrifice needed to be a being of impure blood, and luckily for Harato, a wanted rapist had been taken into police custody just a few hours
I
ago.
wonder if it's the same one that MC let go.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't make MC any better.
Tying up loose ends,
It's
though.
literally Harato has stopped the rapist.
He's the real hero.
The mighty demon's form shrunk down to a solid square safe.
It was literal then. Okay, that's the thing that happens.
What? Hirato didn't think it looked any different to an ordinary safe, but he knew the magic that protected it was old and great, but not as great as his master.
The ancient safe.
That was once a demon that was once an urn. Ooh.
Get that onto the plane to England.
Hirato instructed his SWAT team.
Mr. Johnson is expecting it.
He left the room and went back to the police headquarters. So more of a mention to this mysterious Mr. Johnson. I think we said it a while ago that we think he's going to be the ultimate big bad. But now he's got a mystical, magical, old and powerful safe that has a demon in it that used to be an urn that holds the ghost of Shin No Khan and the Ghost Ninja. And a gem?
Yeah.
Did it need the gem to transform into the safe?
I don't know if the gem is inside or if it's like consumed. Is it a focus? I don't know.
So all this has happened.
All will become so clear.
Well, this is my point. Will it? Will it ever?
It will all be explained and we'll go, of course, it all makes sense now. How could I not foresee what happened?
It's all seed planting. That's what it is. It was 3 a.m. Tifa and Louise had nearly finished the bottle of tequila and had passed out on the table.
Which table?
Yeah, which one? The sound of the front door opening awoke them both. Shh, Louise said.
Yes?
Tifa replied.
Why?
The two started to laugh uncontrollably.
What have you two been up to?
Jay said. Then he saw the empty bottle and 2 glasses.
Never mind.
MC entered the lobby next and went to head straight upstairs. Go on, do this bit, come on.
Baby.
Tifa screeched.
That's a screech for Tifa. She has enough trouble with speaking. Like, it's quite a lot of effort for her.
You're alive. See? Look at you. All alive and, alive.
Even drunk Tifa is the same as sober Tifa.
I can't talk right now, Tifa.
MC replied as he studied his girlfriend.
And from the looks of things, you can't either. Jay, look after these two.
He's just abandoning his girlfriend and his friend.
To be fair, he needs to fight a safe. Oh, this is so fucking stupid, even by the standards of this.
We've hit a new low, haven't we?
Really
This
have.
is a new low. There was a point where we were like, oh yeah, season 3, this is kind of where I get a bit more ambitious, my writing's definitely improving. Nope, here we are, demon safe.
Why? Where are you going? To the weapons room. I'm going to load up, take the car, speed down to the police station, and make whatever bastard responsible for taking Shino Khan pay. MC, you need to face it. He's gone. Not yet. If we can get the safe, there's a chance we can save him.
Oh, then I can get my dead ninja man back. Louise said wearily from the table. I miss him.
MC, you can't raid a police headquarters by yourself.
He won't be, Chip said as he walked into the mansion. MC disappeared upstairs with Chip slowly following.
It's suicide,
Jay said under his breath. And that's the end of Captured Part 2. Oh boy. Well, we need to break down this episode, MC. What do we think of this one?
Urn, ghost, virgin blood, goat blood, rapist burning, safe,
Demon,
gem,
spikes,
dig
in mystical caves, Mr. Johnson. And join us next week when... Oh my god.
That was so fucking stupid.
And I can't even work out if it's meant to be tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Am I trying to make a joke here? Because it's even if I am, it's not funny. Not in the way I may have intended, but...
What joke is it, though?
A ludicrous plot, or... I don't get it. Maybe it may become a bit clearer in future episodes?
It's an optimistic
Yeah.
hope, but sure, why not?
Well, let's focus on some of the things we can understand.
Just put in some crickets chirping at that point.
Well, next episode may be some sort of Chip and MC go to the police headquarters and just like that scene from The Matrix.
I was going to say, the lobby scene, yeah.
I could rip that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be easily understandable.
Yeah.
I could be alright with that. But, I mean, they've already put the safe on the plane back to England for Mr. Johnson.
I don't know if they actually... I think it's been sent to the plane.
But the ninjas don't know that.
Yeah, but maybe they'll find out somehow and intercept it in time and blah, blah, blah.
Maybe the magic lampshade will come back from the grave, turn into a lollipop, and wistfully say, and everything will become clear. Shall we see what next week's episode's called, MC?
Sure.
Next week's episode is called Magic Lampshade. No, it's not. Next week's episode is called Friends and Family. I feel quite tired. Yeah. Well, if any of the listening audience know what the shit this episode was about, there's numerous ways in which you can get in touch with us. You can avoid us on Facebook at facebook.com/HowIRippedOffPodcast.
And you can send us abuse on Twitter at HowIRippedOff.
And if you want to report our entire back catalogue, you can find it on SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, iTunes and YouTube.
And they are less confusing. The other episodes are a lot less confusing.
Yeah, but we don't deserve praise.
So don't rate this episode, rate the others. So yes, if you can leave us a rating and a review, we would appreciate it very much, and it would probably make Chip feel better about the piece of shit that he wrote.
Oh, do you remember the episode with the horrible priest and how awful that was?
Yeah.
This has made me feel worse. This episode has in my soul hurt me.
Well, next week it will become clear.
Oh, I just hope it's a Siege episode and that's it. It's just...
Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Meets The Matrix, meets the bollocks ninja stuff that I have.
Yeah.
And just on one final note before we go, MC, I just want to say that we're currently in a very, very crazy time in this world.
We are even crazier than the plot of this episode.
Somehow, people stealing toilet roll, and the UK has just been locked down. Obviously we're recording this ahead of the release date, but UK's just been locked down. A lot of people are scared, worried. And if you're one of those people and you're listening to this, I hope in some way, even with this confusing episode, we've managed to bring some sort of joy to your heart. Or
distraction at the very least.
Yeah, at least, confused you enough to forget about everything that's going on. And hopefully we can continue to do that. We're not going to stop making episodes, because we're at home. It's in the studio. It helps us. So, also just a thank you to everyone for listening. And hopefully you continue to do so. Because if you stopped after that episode, really wouldn't blame you. So just say, stay safe, everyone, but not a demon safe.
Stay safe, stay inside.
Stay inside the mansion. Block up the doors with all the furniture. And we'll see you next time.